Here we are, Australian. We think, oh, we've got no accent. Everyone else has got the accent.
It's funny when you see an American or a British actor play an Australian, and some nail it and some don't. And the reason we bring this up is because the other day we remember when Meryl Streep played Lindy Chamberlain.
That's right.
Our memory was that she nailed the accent. And a lot of people was like, no, it was a terrible accent. So there's a lot of debate about whether she did nail it or not.
Well, if you're an upper-class, high society type, you'd think Meryl Streep's Australian accent was woeful.
But I don't think it is, and I still stand by it. So I'm going to play you a scene of her playing Lindy Chamberlain. This was from 1988, so it's an old movie.
Bearing in mind, this is how Lindy Chamberlain used to sound. An older woman, very nice, very sweet. She was
you got to
lovely.
remember, she has a very Aussie accent.
Oh, but back in the day, she sounded a lot more like Catherine Kim, mate.
Well, in this scene, Meryl is talking to a cop as she plays Lindy Chamberlain. Let's hear it.
Let me get this straight. In 10 minutes, I'm supposed to have taken the baby back to the tent, put her down, put on my tracksuit pants, right? Then carted her off to the car, cut her throat, cut her head off with the nail scissors, mind you, stuffed her body back in the camera bag. Have you seen the size of that, by the way? And I hurry up and clean up the blood out the car and take off my tracksuit pants and sprinkle blood, my own baby's blood, round the tent, and then... Oh, yes, but when do I make the little dingo tracks around the side of the tent? Right around that time, I suppose. And then we have a happy race back to the barbecue, as though nothing had happened.
It's very Pauline Hanson.
Yeah.
That sounds exactly like Pauline to me. So I think that gets the tick.
I think she did a good
It definitely
job.
gets the tick, right?
Totally.
Now, apparently, this is the one everyone says she nailed it.
Who?
Kate Winslet in the movie The Dressmaker, which I personally haven't seen, but...
I thought Kate Winslet was Australian.
She's British. Titanic.
Who's the
Rose.
one? Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I get her confused with the other one. Who's the other one?
Kate Blanchett.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, no, it's not Kate Blanchett. Kate Winslet.
I'm not into either of those actresses, just so you know. That's
you're
why
not
I
a fan
don't
of
know.
the Kates, are you?
No Winslet, no Blanchett, any yet. I'm not into it.
Anyway, so yeah, this movie was The Dressmaker, and in this you will hear her playing a scene with Liam Hemsworth, who is not having to put on the Aussie accent.
Right, of course.
But Kate is. Here it is.
I remember you boys. I used to watch you from here, you and Reg and Barney, up on top of that silo. You had that telescope and used to look for rockets from outer space.
Yeah. You don't scare me, Tilly Dunnage. In fact, I reckon you can make some bloke pretty happy. I'll look after you.
I have to put Molly to bed.
Not bad.
She's good. You know what's good about that is that she doesn't sound like she's trying to nail an accent.
True.
It's just, it sounds so natural.
Was she sucking a ciggy during that?
She must have been.
Yeah,
It sounded very
she was
much
sucking
like
a
that.
ciggy. It's so Australian, mum.
Now, I remember back in the day watching a film called Natural Born Killers, which was a Quentin Tarantino movie, and Robert Downey Jr. played an Australian reporter. And I remember thinking, oh, my God, he nailed the Aussie accent.
So he did a good job.
But I don't know if he actually did. I want you guys to be the judge.
Okay.
Did he nail it or not?
Robert Downey Jr.
Anyway, Julie, my producer, and I, we've been waiting for a long time to do a follow-up episode on you, and that time is definitely come. Anyway, I feel it's apparent to anyone who's hip to what's going on that this prison boy's thrown the Constitution straight out the window. You and Mallory may be killers, but nuts? Insane? The first sit-down, in-depth interview with the most charismatic serial killer ever. One day before he's being shipped away to a mental hospital for the rest of his life.
That makes it sound mental.
He does. I mean, it's a bit crazy character, but I'm not loving it,
Wasn't
actually.
he Australian too in Tropic Thunder?
He was, yeah. And apparently
Wasn't
people
he blackface in Tropic
was.
Thunder?
Yes.
He was blackface. Yeah.
Blackface Australian.
Yes, yeah.
But he looked African-American in Tropic Thunder with an Australian accent.
Yeah, correct.
That's a hard one to wrap your head around.
Isn't it? The next one comes from Emily Blunt. Now, she's in a film called Irresistible, playing an Australian. Let's have a listen if Emily Blunt nailed the Aussie accent.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's so great. Sophie's got such great taste. I think he would look better in there.
Let's have a look.
Do you think?
Very small role, obviously. That wasn't bad. Bit
Not
British.
bad, not
bit
bad.
Bit toffee
yeah,
Aussie.
Yeah. Oh, this one, Benedict Cumberbatch. He played Julian Assange in a film called The Fifth Estate.
Okay.
And Julian himself thought that the accent was grating. Now, I at first think he has nailed it, but then he loses it on certain words where I think he sounds South African. You'll know when you hear it.
Okay, let's have a listen to Benedict Cumberbatch.
This lady really defines the essence of what we're trying to achieve. Privacy for the individual, transparency for institutions, with your personal safety as a whistleblower guaranteed through anonymity. Of course, when you seek to protect, there are those who seek to destroy, but we make a promise to our sources, which is why we are continually adding qualified partners to strengthen our team. You can change the world with a great idea, but you can't do it alone. You need people willing to put themselves on the line.
Yeah.
Very close.
So
isn't he?
close.
Nearly had it, but you're right, a few words. Team and that.
Promise.
Yeah.
Next one is Dev Patel in Lion.
How many of these have you
there's
got?
only one more left after this. And the next one's really funny after this one.
Right.
So Dev Patel in Lion. Kyle, you have to see this movie. It is such a great film.
What is it?
So Nicole Kidman is in it. She adopts Dev Patel's character, and then he tries to find his birth parents, and he looks on Google Maps as a way to track them
my
down.
cup of tea,
Oh,
Jackie,
it's so good. But anyway, he was applauded not only for the role, but for his Aussie accent. Here it
Okay,
is.
let's have a go.
Do you have any idea what it's like knowing my real brother and mother spend every day of their lives looking for me? Huh? How every day my real brother screams my name. Can you imagine the pain they must be in not knowing where I am? Huh? 25 years, Luce. 25! It makes me sick. I have to find her. They need to know I'm okay.
Was pretty good, I thought. It's all right. Yeah. Okay, last one. Kate McKinnon.
What you and I think is good
I think because I love the movie so
couldn't
much.
be further
I'm like,
apart.
whatever. So Kate McKinnon, you know, the blonde actress, comedian. I love her. Such a big fan.
I don't know her. Who is she?
She was in Ghostbusters. She was in... What else has she
the
been
girl
in?
one, the girl
The
Ghostbusters.
spy movie with Mila Kunis. What was that one? The Spy Who Dumped Me. You don't know
I don't
her?
watch the movies like
She's
this.
SNL. Look,
I
there she
hate
is.
SNL.
There
It's
she
the
is up there.
unfunniest show ever on earth.
Does she ring a bell to you?
No, never seen her before in my life.
Wow. Anyway, so she was in a movie called Rough Night and for some reason decided to make her character Australian.
Right.
And she told Jimmy Fallon that she was able to nail the accent because she listened to a lot of Australian podcasts.
Right.
But did she nail the accent? Here it is.
Oh, I'm finished. I'm just going to take some of this bread from the bread basket. When you got bread and Vegemite, you got yourself a meal. What? Vegemite? They should call you cuckoos instead of kiwis. Am I right? Alice. Oh my God. That's funny on several levels because I'm actually Australian and a Kiwi is a New Zealander. There's nothing wrong with being a Kiwi. We all love Kiwis, but it's sort of like calling a Chinese person Japanese. It's just sort of like a little bit racist to not recognise the cultural differences there, you know?
Right, the basket, right? Because we all love bread out of a basket. It's so Aussie,
Isn't it?
Y'all been great.
Thank you so much.
Kyle and Jackie O.